Hey guys, Johnny here, walking the streets of Playa. In today's video, I wanted to just go over the importance of defining your identity. I think a lot of us just get thrown into an identity that we do not consciously decide on. I know for me, growing up, I identified as a shy, quiet kid, a kid who couldn't make friends, that was not attractive to women, that was not overly smart and could not excel at things, was not confident. These things that I did not consciously decide that I wanted to be this kind of person. These are things that I just was told and I started to agree with them. There's a great book called The Four Agreements that talks about this. We have all these thousands of micro agreements that we don't actually decide upon. We just hear it from somewhere and then we tell ourselves that that is true and then we live by that identity. And one of the things that really kept me stuck for so long after my divorce was that I was trying to cling on to an old identity of a good husband, a good provider. I thought I was a good man. And then when she said she no longer wanted to be with me, I was really only focused on all those past experiences, all the good things we had, all the stuff that I thought I did for her, yada, yada, yada. I was always focused on the past. And I was never focused on what kind of man I wanted to become. In reality, I didn't even know that this was something that was possible. I didn't understand that I could make the choice and live an entirely different lifestyle. So the point of this video is to let you know that yes, you can change your entire life. Your wife, your girlfriend, she left you. It's over. Fuck her. She moved on. Let her go live her life. Go do what you need to do. But now you have the freedom, you have the opportunity to do anything you want to do. Do you want to become a more adventurous man? Do you want to become a more attractive man? Do you want to become a new author? Whatever you want to do. Like, you actually have the ability now to become anybody that you want to be if you consciously sit down and figure out the kind of life that you want to live. Take the time to really think about where you want your life to go. This was not something that I ever did. Definitely not growing up. Like, I didn't even know this was an option. I just had those micro agreements. I agreed with the fact that people said I was quiet and was not very popular and not attractive. It's like, okay, well, that's the way things are. But that's not the truth. You are in control of your thing. I had a client call today, which made me think of this topic. He's been divorced now for about 7 weeks. And prior to this, he was the nice guy, doing everything he could to please his wife. He was a stoner. He would go drink excessively when he would go out. A lot of the same situations that I had. Like, I always felt I needed alcohol to be social, to be fun, to be free. I would overly do it with drugs and alcohol, thinking that's how I would fit in. But he's been switching his identity now. He's been seeing that he is no longer in this relationship. He does not have to be that kind of guy that does everything for others. He can stand up for himself. One of the things that he is worried about is when people ask him about the divorce. He doesn't want to have to indulge in this stuff. He's fine with everything that's happened. He's very happy for his freedom. He's happy for where he is, but he doesn't necessarily want to talk to these people about the divorce or what's happening. So one of the things he can now identify is as a guy who stands up for himself. The nice guy would have indulged in this stuff. He would have still given them a little bit of drama just so they feel good, rather than just doing the kind of things that he wants to do. He now identifies as the guy who does not want to talk about his divorce. It's not anything good or bad. He's just, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I don't want to talk about this right now. And he's not harboring any resentment or anything. It's just, I don't want to talk about this with you. So he's shifting his identity. Now when he goes out with his friends, he's no longer going out to get super stoned and wasted. He's gone out the last few weekends completely sober, and the friends have been understanding of that. He's starting to realize that his new identity is taking place. He's identified where he wants his life to go, what kind of man he wants to become. And because he has that clear vision, it's easy to stick to it. You can start to see what your life will become. So now he's setting goals for what he wants his life to look like 30 days from now, 60 days from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. And all this starts when you really identify where you want your life to go? What kind of man do you want to become? Do you want to be the guy that can go out completely sober and meet new people and is fun and outgoing? You don't have to be just the guy that people tell you are. You're the nice guy who does everything for others. You're the party animal who goes out and gets crazy. Yeah, it was very interesting call today because I can see the improvement in him. He's making big strides. He's doing things for himself. He's not hung up on bad things that happened with the divorce. He's seen how free he is. Because when you're married or you're in a relationship, it is hard to change your identity. You get stuck in this box. I know I felt this way. If I would try to work out, there'd be resistance. And then it's easier just to make your girlfriend, make your spouse happy. So you stop doing things that you want to do that would be beneficial for you. But if you're watching this and your wife, your girlfriend ended it and now you're free and you're feeling stuck, you can now decide, what kind of life do you want to lead? Do you want to still live in your same town? Do you still want to do the job that you're doing? Do you want to still get the kind of relationships you want? Or do you want to be an entirely different man that does travel, that does learn a new skill, that does new hobbies, does dress differently, that does communicate more fun and free? These are all things that you are in control of. When I got divorced, I immediately, well, not immediately, but I started to realize that I wanted to identify as a man that pushed himself, that challenged himself, that would go on adventures, that was attractive to women. I've lost 50 pounds over the last 8 years. I stopped playing video games. I've traveled to places around the world that I never thought possible. I've had dating life with girls that I really liked that didn't have all the red flags of my ex. I feel like I've grown in confidence and just learning new things, the books I've listened to. All this came about because I started to really focus on the man that I wanted to be rather than just the man that people told me I was. I didn't have to be the overweight guy addicted to video games who didn't have a social life. That was just something that was unconsciously decided on. I didn't actually want that, but I never actually thought about what I did want. So, whole point of this video, just to let you know that you can make changes in your life. It is possible. Yes, going through a divorce, going through a breakup does suck. You do feel a lot of that pain. It is much, much easier to focus on what you lost, trying to hold on to comfort, trying to hold on to that identity of the good boyfriend, the good husband, the guy who was wanted by his ex, and now you're alone and in this unknown world. But getting some clarity on where you want to go, the kind of lifestyle that you want to live, is going to help you focus more on the future rather than the past. My client now is able to see in the future of what he wants. So when people are asking him about the divorce and stuff, he doesn't want to talk about it because that's past stuff. It doesn't apply anymore. Yes, sometimes you'll feel sad and you'll kind of be, it's still painful. You'll still have that stuff happen, but he's much more focused on what he wants in his life now. Now he's thinking about where he wants to live next summer or 2 years from now and what kind of women he's going to want to date and what kind of man he's going to want to be. He's starting to get his hair cut every 3 weeks. He's dressing different. He's doing work to become the man that he can envision. So if you're struggling with feeling stuck, divorce, breakup, just in life in general, it's really beneficial to sit down and think of what kind of man do you want to become? What kind of man, what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? And what kind of man do you have to be to get that lifestyle? This is all going to help you just focus on future events, focus on the kind of man that you want to be. And it can really make a powerful difference. If this is something that you're struggling with, maybe you've struggled with this for a while. It took me months before I even considered any of this. It was much easier for me to come home and focus on the past. But if you're struggling with this, you can check out the school group. I got a free workbook in there where it'll go over where you are now, where you want to go, and give you some action steps on how you're going to get there. If you want to pick my brain on things that work for me, we can get you a good plan of action to get out of this rut. It's very painful to stay stuck in this shit, especially when, I know for me, I know for me and for a lot of my clients, their ex moved on very quickly. And that can be even more painful because we as men, we're working on ourselves to become better, and they're able to move on very quickly, which can be, it can be very difficult. So if that's your case as well, join a clarity call. We'll get you a plan of action, get you moving in the right direction so that you can see where you want to be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. A year from now, could you be living in an entirely different city with a girlfriend that doesn't have the red flags that your ex had, that truly loves being with you, that you don't have to be the nice guy that has these covert contracts, trying to do things to please her, to get other things that you want? Your life could be completely different. So check out the school group. I got some free resources in there. Yikes. All right, wow. It's very loud in Mexico. Check out the school group, free resources in there. That workbook. I got some field reports if you're ever interested in what I'm doing to improve, some of the dates I've been on. Yeah, I'm going to go to the gym now. I'm going to go get a smoothie actually because it's pretty hot and I've been practicing this video for way too long. I finally said, fuck it, I'm just going to make it. So hopefully this was beneficial to you guys. I want to see you guys succeed. I know when you're going through a divorce or a breakup, trying to think of the future is probably one of the last things on your mind. It's very difficult to be with someone for years and then it's just over. And then you don't even know what you're doing. You just come home and, yeah, it's very painful. But if you guys have any questions, you can message me in the school group. It's easy to get a hold of me. I have those resources. I guess I will leave it there. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.